Brenda J. Lilly here from Creative Consultations. I just wanted to put out a small disclaimer before we launch into today's video that says I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm just here to engage, to encourage, and hopefully empower other artists to go out and live their art dream. So here we go. Enjoy the video. Well, good Monday morning, everybody. Brenda J. Lilly here with Creative Consultations. It is Monday morning, March 17th, and you know what that means. It is St. Patrick's Day. I am wearing my Scottish tartan just for this occasion. I hope you like it, and I hope you like this video. If you do, like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it. That's most important. Share it with everyone you know so we can keep on becoming who we were created to be. All right, on with the video. I'll see you on the flip side. Well, good Monday morning, everybody. I am Brenda J. Lilly, and I have my big blue cup of coffee, and I am ready to rock and roll, and I hope you are too. Well, it is March 17th. I had my tartan on, but it got too warm, so I had to take it off. I'm sorry. I want to talk about today the idea of who you are, who you were created to be. What kind of person inside here are you? Inside here are you? I've had several conversations in the last month where I've heard people say, "Well, you don't understand because you haven't lived the life I've lived." Or no, that's not possible because this is the way it's all set up. And so we're all going to fail. And then I've had on the other side of things conversations with people who say, I can't fix everything, but I can be this for my community. And so that's who I'm going to be. I know things are broken, but I don't have to live broken. I can choose to overcome, be victorious. And I can honestly say both sides of those conversations are super important to have with people, to listen to what it is they're saying. One of those conversations gives you a yes, that's what I want to do, that's who I want to be, I need to focus, focus, focus. And the other sort of brings your feet back down to earth and makes you realize there's a whole lot of people who truly just get in their own way to success and their own way to healing and truly just believe that everything sucks. I grew up in a family where the poverty mentality, and I'll call it that, the idea of not enough was rife. You know, my mom was born during the Depression and was raised, and her whole family was raised in the idea of not enough, you know, where they had to, they just got by. They just got by. And so the future generations, how that affected when they started to have a little bit of more, a little bit of excess, a lot of the families started to like not be hoarders, but hold things rather than be generous with things. And so I guess one of the things I want to ask is what kind of a person do you want to be? Do you want to be a person that holds everything for yourself? Or do you want to be a person who says, It's okay. I have enough for all of us. Whatever all of us is, if it's at the dinner table, there's enough food for everybody. We're not going to get huge bowls of soup, but everybody will get a bowl of soup and have something in their belly. Or are we the type of person that's going to see the people walking by who have no food while we have an entire pot of soup and we want four really big bowls for our four people at the table, but there's four people walking by who are in abject need? Are we going to say, do we want these big bowls, or can we each take a half a bowl and bring those four people in? That's a spirit of generosity. It's interesting. I spent a lot of time. I wrote a one woman show based on the life of Corrie ten Boom, and she and her family practiced a spirit of generosity and giving and hospitality, among a lot of other things. But that hospitality nature and spirit that their family had bled into their spirit of generosity. And all of these do, right? They all work together. And so Corey would always say, people were always stopping by their house, and her mother would just invite them in and sit down. And so they would have 10, 12, 15 people at dinner. I'm not going to say every night, but it was a regular occurrence in their family that they would just have guests for dinner. And so Betsy and Corey was in the kitchen, and then she and Betsy realized they were in the wrong positions, and so Corey ended up working in the watch shop with her father, and Betsy ended up taking over the home fires. And so Betsy just would have to adjust what she was doing in the kitchen and make the soup stretch, as it were. And as World War II loomed large and became a thing, that didn't stop. Even when there was rations, even when there really wasn't enough, they found a way to make it enough. And I guess that's what I want to say, is that there are forces inside each one of us that either helps us to overcome or stay stuck. There are voices in our head that either help us overcome and stay stuck. We are going to choose to be a warrior or not. We're going to choose to be victorious or be a victim. And a lot of us have put the onus of those decisions on circumstances, right? Well, if it weren't for this, I could do this. And if this didn't happen, then I would be this kind of person. But because this happened, I am stuck like this. That is not true. Those are lies from the pit of hell. And I can even say on the flip side, if someone has more than enough, it doesn't mean that they're going to be generous with what they have. In fact, if you have billions of dollars, if you are the richest man in the world, it does not mean that you have a generous heart and spirit, and it certainly doesn't mean that you have joy. Those things happen here and here, not with the money. You don't instantaneously become generous of spirit just because you're rolling in it. That's something you cultivate in your heart. And in fact, it's so interesting to me because the statistics say that the more impoverished you are, the more generous of spirit you are. And I think that has something to do with the fact that you understand what it feels like to not have enough. And so if you see someone else who doesn't have enough, you're going to share your not enough with them. and hope and pray for a better day. So it doesn't follow that the more wealthy you get, the more you'll give or the more generous you'll become. If you haven't cultivated those things in your head and in your heart, it's just a fantasy. Because if you are living in the spirit of poverty, even as a billionaire, you're going to hoard all of that wealth to yourself. We see that in the story of Scrooge in A Christmas Carol. He had so much money, so much wealth, but he never, ever gave anything until the spirits came and shook him awake. And so I have to say that sometimes these moments come to us as human beings. These moments in life come to us to shake us awake, to wake us up from the way we have always done things, the way we have always been, the way we have always thought about things, to change how we will move forward, to roust us out of the victim mentality of not enough and catapult us forward into a life filled with generosity of spirit, with joy, with love, with peace, and with a full and vibrant community. I would choose that and lack of billions any day. Any day. I would choose that vibrant, vital life filled with people, filled with love, filled with joy, filled with compassion and empathy and understanding, filled with purpose, rather than a house filled with stuff, rather than a jet that can take me anywhere, rather than a vacation destination cottage that I own, but have no one to share it with because I don't understand the idea of generosity. I only understand the idea of more, 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 because it's never enough. It's never enough. That's what the spirit of poverty will bring to us. So I ask you again, what kind of a person do you want to be? What kind of a person are you here and here? What are you cultivating? What are the thought processes that you are cultivating here and here? Are they going to help you create the life you want? Because if not, only you have the power to change what's going on up here and in here. I can't help you do that. I can help you see it, but I can't change it for you. You have to do that work. You have to determine, yeah, I'm going to stay this way, or it's serving me well right now. Yeah. And I don't care that I'm alone, and I don't care that this isn't going to work out and the whole world is crashing down around our ears, henny penny. That's fine. As long as I have what I need, I'm fine. Well, what I have to say is, well done, Mr. Scrooge. Enjoy your life. Or do you want to be the person who's going to come alongside their neighbors, their friends, and their family, their community, and build it stronger and stronger, regardless of who says it's not possible, regardless of who says that's not a big enough life? What is a big life anyway? It's so intriguing, these questions. I'm always thrilled when spring comes around because it every single year I am focused on new ideas, thoughts, inspirations, adventures. And this spring, I was walking my dog. I'm going to end the video really quickly, but just this one story. I was walking my dog last week, and I love spring. It's not my favorite season. Fall is my favorite, but I love spring because of all of the stuff it brings, right? Like I just said. And I was walking my dog Daisy the other day, and we were walking down by the water. And the picture that's behind me right now in this video, I actually took on that walk. And all of these flowers are starting to pop here, right? The crocuses, the daffodils, the whatever these little white bells are. I have no idea. I'm not a flower expert. The grass is lush and green. The water is super blue. The sky was blue that day. It was beautiful. And the weather is starting to get spring like. It's like today it's even going to be almost 60 degrees, right? 18 Celsius for those of us in Celsius. And it's super exciting, right? I'm walking the dog, and I had talked to my brother the day before, and they still have snow on the ground and everything else. And I'm coming at the end of March back to America. And as I was walking past this little bunch of flowers here, I took a moment and I stopped. And I got so thankful and grateful for this move that's happening at this moment in time, because I am going to get to experience the longest spring I have ever had, because it has started here. It started here at the end of February, and it's now going to last until I leave. And then when I get to America, spring is just starting there. So I'm excited that this moment in time is the moment that God has seen fit to move me, to prosper me back to America, forward to America. For whatever reason, and for however long the season is that I'm there with my family, I'm excited for it, because there's new things coming. There's more coming. There is enough. And our family is going to bind together and work together, and our community is coming together. And I see hardship, and I know there's going to be hard days ahead and struggle. I understand that. But I also understand that together, with a generous spirit and nature, with a spirit of hospitality, giving, the world is our oyster when we function that way. Even when it doesn't go right or go well, there's still blessings and abundance there. And that's the difference between being a victim or being a victor. Being victorious over your circumstances, realizing, yes, circumstances are going to come and go, and some of them are going to suck, and some of them are going to be amazing. And the things that stink don't lack value. We learn from those things. So keep learning, keep growing, keep experiencing, keep thriving. Decide who you want to be up here and in here, and then start cultivating those thoughts. Start cultivating those habits. If you need to be more hospitable and more generous of spirit, then start giving to things that you feel, they could use that $5. Or, oh, hey, maybe I can invite friends over or go out with friends. Maybe I pick up the tab. If you are available to do that and can do that. Like, these are important habits to start creating in this moment right here, right now, because they will help you grow and thrive through whatever is coming next, through however hard these times come. These times will be. If you are generous, the people around you will be generous. And everything will be all right, as Bob Marley sang. All right. That's what I have for us this Monday morning, March 17th. I love you all. Have a great week, and I will see you in April. I'm taking next week off because I'm flying back to America. So I need a moment. But I will be back at it in April. I will see you then. Love ya. Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, subscribe. What are you waiting for? All right. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye.